Scientists just built a fake brain cell, a tiny man-made copy of a neuron. And then they did something that sounds impossible. They placed it next to a real living brain cell, and the living cell started talking to it, trading the same little pulses of electricity, the same chemical signals it uses to talk to its own kind. The real neuron could not tell it was chatting with a machine. It just reached out and started a conversation. For your entire life, machines could only ever watch your brain from the outside, like a stranger pressing an ear to a wall. This is different. For the first time, the machine is on the inside of the conversation, speaking the brain's own secret language. And to understand why that is one of the most staggering things we have ever done, you first have to understand what a neuron actually is, because it is far weirder than you think. You have about 86 billion of these cells packed inside your skull. And here is the thing nobody tells you. Each one is alive, a living creature in its own right. And what it does all day is astonishing. A neuron sits there, listening. Signals trickle in from thousands of its neighbors. And the moment enough of them arrive at once, the neuron does something dramatic. It fires. A tiny bolt of electricity rips down its entire length in 1,000th of a second. And when that bolt reaches the end, the neuron squirts out a puff of chemicals across a microscopic gap to whisper to the next cell in line. That is it. That is the whole trick. Little bolts of electricity and little squirts of chemistry. Everything you have ever thought, every memory, every feeling, this exact sentence landing in your mind right now is 86 billion of these cells gossiping in a language of sparks and chemicals. And that is the language scientists had to learn to fake. And faking it is monstrously hard for a reason most people never consider. Your brain and a computer chip are two completely alien worlds. Your brain is warm and wet and soft. It runs on salty water and chemistry, and it whispers using voltages so tiny they are almost nothing. A computer chip is the opposite. Cold, dry, hard silicon that shouts in a loud, clean electrical voice. Getting these two to have a real conversation is like trying to get two species with no shared language and no shared body to talk. This is why for decades, our brain implants were so crude. They could only really do one of two clumsy things: eavesdrop, picking up the faint electrical static of the brain from a distance, or blast, jolting a whole region with a shock of current, like trying to join a delicate whispered conversation by walking in and screaming. A real, gentle, two-way chat in the brain's own tongue stayed impossible until now. Here is what they finally cracked. These new artificial neurons do not shout in silicon. They have been built to speak the brain's actual language. They fire at the same impossibly tiny voltages a real cell uses. And this is the part that gives scientists chills. Some of them can even release and respond to the real chemical messengers, the actual neurotransmitters, like dopamine, that your neurons use as words. So when a living brain cell meets one of these machines, it does not detect an intruder. It detects what feels chemically and electrically like just another neuron, and it welcomes it. Imagine building a counterfeit so perfect that your own family cannot tell it is a fake and simply pulls up a chair for it at the table. That is what has happened at the level of a single brain cell. And these artificial neurons can be printed and made tiny, sipping barely a whisper of power, small enough to imagine one day, weaving them right into living tissue, which is where this stops being a lab curiosity and starts becoming a way to rebuild a human mind. Because think about what this makes possible. Once a machine can truly join the brain's conversation, a region of your brain killed by a stroke, gone dark forever, could one day be replaced, not with medicine, but with artificial neurons that slot into the gap and take over the job. A spinal cord severed in an accident could be bridged with artificial cells that carry the signal across the break, so a paralyzed person walks again. Eyes that have stopped working could be bypassed entirely, feeding sight directly into the brain. We're talking about repairing a living mind the way you would repair a machine, by swapping in new, working parts. For anyone who has watched a loved one lose themselves to a damaged brain, this is breathtaking hope. But it also quietly opens a door that humanity has never once had to walk through. Because the moment you can replace a piece of a mind with a machine that works just as well, a very old, very strange question suddenly becomes real. If part of your brain is now a manufactured chip, firing away alongside your biological cells, is that part still you? And do not answer too quickly, because it gets slippery fast. Suppose a surgeon replaces a single one of your dying neurons with an artificial one that does precisely the same job. You would not feel a thing. You would still be completely, unmistakably yourself. So was that tiny piece of you lost? Almost certainly you would say no. It is one cell out of 86 billion, and everything about you is intact. But now suppose they replace another. And another. Suppose over many years they replace every last one at a time, each artificial cell slotting perfectly into the pattern the old one left behind. At no single moment did you ever stop being you. And yet at the end, not one original piece of your brain remains. So are you still in there? This is not just a fun puzzle anymore. It is a medical question we are walking toward. And it points to something that sounds strange, but is simply true. You are not actually the physical stuff in your head. You never were. Because here is a fact that should stop you cold. The atoms in your brain right now are not the ones that were there a few years ago. Your body is constantly tearing itself down and rebuilding, swapping out the raw material, atom by atom. The matter you are made of today is largely on loan and will be gone and replaced soon enough. And yet, through all of that swapping, you are still here. So you were never the specific atoms. What continues is the pattern, the particular way the signals flow. You are the dance, not the dancers. And if you are a pattern, then in principle, it should not matter what the pattern is made of. Living cells or artificial ones, or a blend of both. As long as the pattern keeps going, so do you. You are less like a lump of matter and more like a song that your brain happens to be singing. Now this is where we have to be clear-eyed, because a mind that a machine can join is also a mind a machine can reach. Think about it. The inside of your own head is the last truly private place that has ever existed, the one room no one else can enter. But if your thoughts can run partly on a chip, then in principle, those thoughts could be read, recorded, maybe even edited or one day hacked. Who would own the thoughts running on an artificial neuron? Who could see them? Who could change them? These are not the worries of science fiction anymore. They are becoming the real questions of the century we are walking into. The very same technology that could give a paralyzed person their body back or pull someone out of the darkness of a broken brain could also become the most powerful tool of control ever built. We are about to gain godlike power over the human mind, long before we have the wisdom to handle it. But sit with the freeing side of this, because it is real too. If you are a pattern and not the fragile lump of meat you feared you were, then you are far tougher and far stranger than you ever realized. You are already something that survives having all its atoms swapped out. You are already something whose mind reaches out into the world and lets the world reach back. So the merging of mind and machine does not have to be the end of you. It could be the expansion of you. For the first time in the entire history of life on this planet, a species has learned to reach into its own mind and begin to redesign it. That is either the most dangerous thing we have ever attempted or the most magnificent. Almost certainly it is both. But you meet it best not by clinging to the idea that you are trapped meat behind two eyes. You meet it by understanding that you are always something more fluid and more free than that. So the next time you see a headline about brain chips and machines merging with minds, you will know what is really underneath it. It began with something almost unbelievable, a living brain cell reaching out to shake hands with a machine and not being able to tell the difference. From that one small handshake flows a future where we can repair broken minds, and a future where the most private place you own might be cracked open, and a question humans have asked for thousands of years, suddenly made real in an operating room. Where do you end? And the answer, it turns out, was never your skin and never the soft matter in your skull. You are a pattern, a process, a song the universe is briefly singing through a brain. The machines are learning to join that song. So let me leave you with this. If the real you is the pattern and not the flesh, then how much of what you are afraid of losing were you ever really going to lose? Tell me in the comments. And if you love having the real science explained without the boring parts, subscribe to First Principles Talk. We're just getting started.